What's up, everybody? I'm back. I've got all these fans going. I'm going to read as long as my daughter will allow. I want to make it through this book. I don't expect to make it through this book. If you guys trip out my eye, I took a knee in the face while doing jujitsu when I was shooting a single leg on someone in the scramble. So that's what happened there with that. All right. So let's get into this conclusion. Because, like I said, I don't think my daughter's going to sleep through a lot of it. And so I want to get through it, see if I can though. I want to attempt it because I'm excited to get through it. And I think she'll sleep through it because it's a double long book. X-Men Omega, the conclusion of Age of Apocalypse. His name is Eric Lenscher, called Magneto by some, and he continues to stand. And how he continues to stand is anyone's guess. Fall down, Magnus. Make it easier on all of us. Never. Face reality, Magnus. Once upon a time, you championed a vision, a precious little dream full of smiles and handshakes. But the time for dreaming is over. Wake up. I am awake with rage that you and your father think I would willingly surrender all I hold dear. Years ago, I made a vow to a good man that I would fight for his cause with my fight for his cruise with my dying breath. No, it's cause. I need to get glasses already. Truly, let's find out. You don't understand, Magnus. Your reign has passed. Your day is done. You have been saying it for some time, and now it's finally absolutely true. This is the age of apocalypse. He knows Holocaust. Stare into his eyes, look for that trademark fire of defiance, and see instead the smoldering ash of defeat. Rex, is everything in place below? Yes, my lord. The trap has been set. Trap? Of course, Magneto, you don't think for a moment that I'd let you die alone without your beloved X-Men at your side. You're fooling yourself, Apocalypse. The X-Men won't risk everything we've worked for just to save me. Count on that. I have. You remain self-centered to the bitter end. I have my trap, Magnus, but you aren't the bait. You think you have your secret. You think you have secrets. You are wrong. Once my Madre siphoned Bishop's memories, I learned the biggest secret, that there is apparently a world beyond the one we know. A world, or better yet, a timeline that would have been, in your words, brighter and more hopeful had history run differently. The Shadow King has seen glimpses of this world. He has told me the most important thing about it. It is one in which I do not rule. Your ultimate goal is to somehow fix history, undo all that I have done, even as I stand on the cusp of total world domination. I can hardly let that happen. In fact, I can make it impossible. No, you can't. Not without the I believe the word you're looking for our Emkron crystal, the nexus of realities. The X-Men will come, Magneto, not for you, but because they believe they can use the self-regenerating crystal to repair time and take this world away from me. They will die. I will win. Congratulate me, Magnus. Apocalypse rules as he surveys. Hearing that proclamation, Magneto curls his bloody lips into a smile. Though Apocalypse's stronghold still stands, the empire surrounding it steadily crumbles. Thanks in no small part to an angel who abandoned his heaven in order to raise hell. Halt! What do you want, pretty boy? Apocalypse isn't welcoming visitors. You've taken my partner, Karma. I am here to save her. Eat dirt. You're not classified to roam through the holding pens. I wasn't asking permission, you troll. Hey, there a problem? Yeah, you're in my way. Karma. I'm sorry, Warren. I let you down. After all, you taught us about wheelings and dealings. I helped Apocalypse for no thinking the angel not or for free. No, thinks the angel, not for free, never for free. There is always a price, and Apocalypse will pay this one dearly. The Dark Lord thinks himself safe, after all, in the sanctity of his stronghold. He cannot be touched. Or can he? There are others who even now, nearby in the pens, will gamble the fate of the world to prove otherwise. We're in, thanks to Blink. Hit hard and fast, people. This is it. We gotta be ready for anything. Iceman, Rogue, Nightcrawler, Jubilee, Colossus, Ilyana, Gambit, Blink, Destiny, Shadowcat, Bishop, Quicksilver. They are the X-Men. And this day, win or lose, they fight their final battle. Anything except this. Didn't you say we'd have to wade through a jillion soldiers just to find the back door to Apocalypse's joint? What's the scam? We'll ask questions later. Let's just move on and be glad for once that luck is smiling on us. Luck? You're not about to risk my sister's life on a mission fueled by fortune, Rogue. I demand to know what happened here. Remember, maybe this one has some answers, no? What is it, a man? Or some sort of beast? Or some sort of beast? A little of both. Heaven help me. The prisoners, they rebelled. I thought I was the god king of their world, but I was buried by pride, and in the land of the blind. The one-eyed man, and in the land of the blind, the one-eyed man is king. Follow us over the bridge into freedom. He is Scott Summers, she is Jean Grey, and they have a long way to go. Using their powers, they let Apocalypse's prisoners from the pens. If they can cross the river into New Jersey, they have a fair shot of escaping this hellish domain. These two would-be heroes refuse to contemplate the odds against them, but where they're able to make out the strangers in the rear of the pack, they would know that their likelihood of success is far slimmer than they dared imagine. He gives his prey a silent stare. As high above, the air is shattered by the sound of gunfire and the raging scream of an angel seeking final redemption. His wings against the weight of explosives strapped to his frame, he twists and turns, evading the strafing shots of the infinite guards with a grace almost lyrical, and then, whispering a prayer of forgiveness, dives with blinding speed. Warren Worthington will not be mourned, but his sacrifice will allow a new player to enter the arena. His name is Nathan Summers, and he has come seeking vengeance. Told you, it's all coming together. All the stories are clashing. The game always goes to those best prepared, Magneto. Just hours ago, my Madre warned me that the crystal might threaten my centuries-old plan if I were foolish enough to allow the X-Men near it, which I am not. As always, the world turns on my vision and everything moves according to my... No! My liege, our Southwest Kingdom, it exists no longer. It's gone. All gone. What? Rex, what is the Shadow King ranting about? You know that Shadow King's body right now? I see what they do with it. My lord, it is true. Somehow the Eurasian High Council managed to set off their bombs from within North America. The entire Midwest is now a radioactive crater. Good God, millions of lives, you madmen. What have you done? What have you done? The question, Magnus, is rather what must we do to retaliate? Rex, expand the seawall defense grid across the Atlantic now. But my lord, the consequences are all part of the grander design. Go. Well, Magnus, I so wanted you to live long enough to see the death of your dream, but it seems I haven't time for indulgence. And then you got that right, ugly. Who? The nail in your coffin, Apocalypse. You took away everything I cared about. I'm here to return the favor. You're the one, the very mutant Forge promised he would someday deliver to me. Stay down, old man. This isn't your fight anymore. Think again. Just brought the universe a few precious seconds, boy. Together, let's make the most of them. Meanwhile, in the crystal chamber below. What was that? I heard a sound. It was your own flatulence. Shut up. No, listen. Blinking. Holes in space. But what's that coming through them? We call it a distraction. The wall is breached. Onwards to the crystal. This way, Furball. We hardly need that beast by our side, Iceman. The better to keep an eye on him, Pietro. Yeah, where is he? Is Iceman just holding them, or? Rather let him skiff off and sound the alarm. Hold it rather and let him skiff off and sound the alarm. At their approach, the crystal glows even brighter, grows even larger and larger, its lights burning even the eyes of the blind, as Destiny, whose second sight allows her to glimpse the alternate realities, finding her staggered by vision upon vision. Each facet of the vast gem reflects a sliver of history from a timeline not hers. And she knows once and for all that every word of the mysterious bishop's story has been true. God help us all. Time is broken. The child Ilyana and I have no choice but to facilitate Bishop's journey into the past so that he may repair the continuum. We'll choose a team to escort you. No, only we three can go, for only we three no longer have counterparts in this other reality. Why would that be unless... Oh, Ilyana, no. We haven't time to minimize losses at any cost. Bishop must act alone, and soon. If any reality is to survive. And so then there's Holocaust and Nate Gray throwing down. Everything's going to rig. Rogue doesn't recognize the boy, but instinctively she knows whose side he's on. Kid, pull back. He's too much for you. Beloved, do not interfere. The boy does what he must and affords us time to show the same courage. Eric, you're alive. That means we're going to be okay. Tell us what to do quickly. No more orders. Our actions are no longer mine to choose. Reality crumbles. We have but one chance to salvage one world, not our own, a world that should have been. And that chance, little one, lies solely with you. I cannot command you to help us, child. I can only tell you that we cannot create this better place without you. This world, sir, is it a place where there's no Sugar Man? A place where little girls like me won't have to be afraid? I believe so. I believe it will with all my heart. Do you promise? He can't, Ilyana. Don't listen to him. That's right. Listen to me instead. Here's what I can promise. I can promise that in this other world there is hope. Hope that by working hard enough, reaching far enough, others like us can someday rid that world of that fear and prejudice and hatred that claim this one. This I swear to you. Then I'd rather have hope than nothing at all. Because the stronghold is coming down around us. Then we must go now. Bishop, Ilyana, follow me into the crystal. You send my sister to her death, Magnus. You had best pray that your decision is worthwhile, or so help me. In any world, at any time, we will be enemies forever. If I am wrong, Peter, then the penance you seek of me will be the least of your concerns. The crystal is our sole salvation, my X-Men. Protect it before it's... And they're all fighting. Too late. What? The bomb, Scott. They've unleashed the bombs. Jean, are you certain? The skies are clear. Not for long. She knows. As did the Shadow King. She feels the psychic backlash of a million Midwestern victims and knows that the same nuclear destruction that claimed them is only a horizon away. And in desperation, she blankets the sky with a telekinetic shield that may hold the bombs back. In her intensity, oblivious to the bombarder, I can't read. In desperation, she blankets the sky with a telekinetic shield that may hold the bombs back. In her intensity, oblivious to the bombarder falling from above her. Logan, or the bombardier falling from her, the living weapon, who, having sent the missiles to rain havoc on Apocalypse, now comes needing to make his own peace in the heart of Armageddon. Callow child, what made you think you were worthy enough to contend with my father? The answer comes in the form of 100 psionic spikes and a smolder of pure hatred. I come with really good references. Thanks so much for providing a warm-up. Huh, loser? but it's time I move on to the main event. Armageddon minus 30 minutes. Over the, the thunder of battle, the X-Men scream commands to one another. They cannot possibly be heard. Nor can the skitterings of Sugarman, who leaps from his hiding place in Colossus's boot and takes shock of the situation. And though he may not look particularly bright, he knows a lost cause when he sees one, and without pause he dives towards the heart of the crystal. He is not alone. No, if I am to die this day, it will be at my sister's side. Ilyana, I'm coming. Oh, big fella, you'll ruin their chances. To get in that crystal, you'll have to go through me. Small threat. Ilyana, Ilyana. Only one way you're gonna muck things up, Holmes, and that's over our dead bodies. You see them, don't you? Facets of a world not ours, and yet more ours than makes sense. This is as far as I go. To the next step is up to Ilyana. But what can I do? I have no powers. We are in the nexus of all possibilities, child. I have seen the abilities you are destined to command. Open your mind. Imagine those powers developed, and they will become so. Imagine a doorway, and one will appear. Oh, for Bishop, but not for us. Say farewell, child. Goodbye, Mr. Bishop, and good luck. Armageddon minus 25 minutes. The worst fears of the Human High Council have been realized. Apocalypse's defense grid is no longer limited to defense. Within moments, the Trasks, the Council, and all of England will be dust. An eye for an eye, flat scans. That is the law. But how much longer can it be enforced? Perhaps, just perhaps, my centuries-old machinations have strengthened the wolves and the sheep equally. Will this then be the result of my life's work? And will man and mutant alike consume each other in Armageddon minutes minus 20? Skaboom! You return, and I thought you were a coward. No, no more than you are a genius. Survival of the fittest indeed. You preen and posture as if you were the first dictator to discover the concept and stake the world's fate on its nonsense. As a child, I heard the very same babble from a Serline house painter, a madman whose Aryan race tried to wipe out all it deemed dirty or impure. And you remember who won the war he began? The weak who rose in righteous triumph to overthrow the strong once and for all. Your day, Apocalypse, has indeed come and gone. You have no more cards left to play. Eric, wait! Oh God, look. Daddy? Daddy, don't let the man hurt me. You were saying? Armageddon minus 15. His presence fills his every sense. Genius here. This much he knows he deserves. Regardless of his sins, he will not have to face the end alone. No. Will he? No. Gene. Imagine that, big brother. The Summers actually had something in common after all. We both had an eye for treacherous wedheads. Don't hurry to get up. I'm going to take my sweet time with you. Time? Alex, you idiot. Gene's power was the only thing keeping the bombs at bay. Now, thanks to you, there's no more time. For God's sakes, Alex, is dying the only thing we'll ever do together? Not even, Judas. I win. At long last, I win. So long as I can remember, you've had it all, and I've had nothing. But this victory is all mine. I've waited all life for this moment, you son of a... Yeah, hope you enjoyed it, murderer. Logan. Rest easy, darling, I'm with you. Always you were always with me in my heart. Through his pain, Logan remembers a myth of old, of a beautiful bird that was so worshipped it would rise reborn. It would rise, reborn from death's ashes. But though he desperately wants to believe otherwise, he knows that his beloved Jean is no phoenix. -10. Bishop drops from the crystal into a past all too familiar. If I kill you, Magneto, things will have to be better in the future. In his mind, he has relived this temporal terror 1,000 times. He knows the next sound he hears. It will be the scream of Charles Xavier, who lunges to sacrifice himself for the life of his friend. Only Bishop can affect what will happen next. Only Bishop. Hold it right there. I don't know who you are, but don't you? -8. Whew, nailed by a stray blast. I'll bet that hurts, Morph. Let me get some ice on that. Oh, I forgot. I'm all out of the ice, aren't I? The Beast. He's teleporting. Indeed, to a land of dreams and schemes. Ta-ta, Twinkle Toes. Give my regards to Ragnarok. Wait, don't touch me. You're scrambling to stop. Holy cheese, Pete. So much for seeing that furball ever again. You played dirty. I love it. You scattered his atoms good and rough. I'm not certain what I did. I'm not certain what I did. I did not to punish our foe, but to save ourselves. Meaning, according to his readouts, the Beast had planned to rematerialize in the very center of the Emkron crystal. -5. Seconds slip away, as do the ties that bind. Illyana, as Shadowcat moves to block her husband, she trusts that their love will protect her. She trusts that he would never hurt her. Don't be stupid, girl. He's insane now. She trusts him to stop. No, and that's why. No, Piet. She doesn't phase. Katya, what have I done? Katya, don't leave me. Don't worry, Holmes. Where she's gone, I make sure you be right behind her. With a shriek of metal, Colossus falls, as much from grief as from pain, and as Shepherd Steel turns one last time into shredded flesh. Pietro, we did it. Mr. Bishop is... Pietro? Pietro Rasputin breathes his final words. Yana, forgive me, sister. I thought I was the bravest of all, and then I met you. I am so scared. Please, give me courage and hold me while I... Look out, child. The guards still prowl. Pietro, I'm sorry, girl. No one should have to lose a brother or sister. What did he say to you? He said he was scared, and now I am too. 4. Big man. Not anymore. I drew your mass away, ugly. Turned you into raw power. You want it back? Oh, please, please, fine. Here it comes. That's for touching my boy, Gene Trash. Mommy, look at Daddy. What's he fighting for? For all of us, Charles. For all of us. For a heartbeat, Magneto goes down, giving Apocalypse a chance to remove from hiding the original shard of the Emkron crystal first brought to him. It is my passage out, Magnus. The shard hungers for my power. Once activated, it will open a passageway to the alternate time stream, with which you seem so fascinated. I was never about to allow another reality to inflict itself upon mine, but I will gladly inflict myself upon another reality. With the help of this fragment, I shall have new worlds to conquer, new realms to plunder. Yada, yada, yada. Here comes Cable or Nate Gray, the X-Man. The only way you're leaving here alive, creep, is by prying your crystal doohickey out of my cold, dead fingers. So be it. Any last words, whelp? 4, in fact. This one's for Forge. And he just kicks him in the head hard, because Cable's that badass at full powers that he can melee Apocalypse. 3. I have no time to explain. No time at all. But for God's sakes, no matter what happens to you from this time forward, remember this moment. No. Goodbye, Eric Magnus Lensher. I hope that in death, you'll find the peace you've been missing in life. And this is that shitcase Legion and how he created the whole Age of Apocalypse, getting ready to kill Magneto. And of course, like we mentioned, in the Legion quest, Xavier throws himself in front of that and gets killed. And so here's Bishop, David, no! And then Legion, of course, because Legion is such like the show, he's such a spaz, emotional guy. So Bishop goes, David, no! And right away, Legion's like, David? Who knows my name? I do. I know why you're here. And there he tackles him. Why you must be stopped. Surrender, David. Give it up. No, it's not fair. And like the show, Legion is always crying about shit, guys. No, it's not fair. I came so far to make Father's dream work. Don't take this chance away from me. You don't know what you're doing to the future. No, David, you don't know. Let me show you. Unexpectedly, Bishop plunges David's side blade deep into his own chest, absorbing his energy, then unleashing it just as swiftly over and over again, creating a loop of psionic power that connects the two men and engulfs them in a torrent of horrific force that only one can survive. Father! And at last, after all that pain and suffering and torment and cataclysm endured by our world, it ends. In a whisper, in your mind, I saw tomorrow. It was terrible. Terrible. It was my fault. I just tried to fix things. Give my father his dream. Never meant to screw it up. I know, David, but you did. You turned it into a nightmare. And now, as your own energies consume you, you pay the price for your folly. I too fade, and with me all memory of your crime. You had the potential to be the greatest of us all, David. Instead, twisted with hatred, you squandered your power. Your father would not be proud. Wow, did we or did we not just win without raising a finger? I have a feeling, Robert, that the true war was fought on a battlefield unknown to us. As you guys see, these are our real X-Men. So he fixed that. That's Storm and that's Iceman that they're watching the events of Legion Quest. And so it was the first time we've seen the real X-Men, the original X-Men, since the Age of Apocalypse. I have a feeling, Robert, that the true war was fought on a battlefield unknown to us. What that means to us, our own future, I cannot. Holy, I can tell you this much. Without David to anchor us in the past, we're being sucked back to our present. Hold on, Charles, what's happening? I feel as if I'm being pulled backwards. The time stream, Eric. Somehow it's rebuilding itself. That young man said something about being my son. Charles, someone did. I'd swear to it. And yet, there's no one there. Do you remember being in any danger? Gabby? And Gabrielle is Legion's mom. No, all I feel really is a loss, almost maternal, that I can't explain. 2. That's it, Nathan. Don't allow him a single breath. Keep fighting. And there's Apocalypse and Nate just throwing Nate and Magneto throwing everything they can at Apocalypse. How does it feel to be on the ropes, Apocalypse? Let's hear you beg for mercy. What's the matter, old man? The two of us too much for you? Nathan, don't trouble yourself over the boy, Magnus. He's about to be a little preoccupied. You owe me a rematch, you little punk. We're fighting to the finish this time. Is that clear? And then he plunges the Emcron crystal in Holocaust's chest. Crystal. Nathan has but one weapon at hand, the Emcron fragment. With all his strength, he jams it hard into Holocaust's chest, hoping to achieve maximum damage. Instead, he achieves a result most mysterious and most unexpected. There's this exchange going to them. Pay them no mind, Magnus. They are finished. The end game is yours and mine alone. This is no time to disappoint me. Fight me back. Why won't you fight me back? I can't. I'm concentrating. What? And all of a sudden you see the metal that's Apocalypse. And this is what Magneto's concentrating on. He just shattered Apocalypse. Just shattered him. For 20 years you've gone on about how only the strong survive. Tell me again, Apocalypse. And there's Apocalypse dying. Just his head's ripped from his body. Oh, just how strong are you? We were the mightiest of our race, Apocalypse. Suppose we'd been on the same side. What world that would have been. 1. It's all over, my love. Apocalypse is dead, and with him, his world. Our world. No, this was never our place. Never our time. Not really. And if Bishop did his job, we will all be but memories by the time the bombs fall. Come to me, my wife, my son. Let me love you before this time slips away. Yeah, so like as far as they're concerned, guys, they fix the time thing and their time is going to erase. And Magneto was aware of this decision and choice. And so he's pretty much, him and his family are all getting together because they know there's nuclear bombs over them coming down and everything. And he goes, here's Rogue. Everything depends on Bishop. You think he was able to set things right? Magneto goes, we can hope. If we have earned nothing else, we have earned that right. And I would never have believed until I met you, beloved, that hope would be so dear to me. But then a good man once gave me faith that all things were possible. He preached of a dream of harmony and told me that a dream worth having was a dream worth fighting for. He taught me well. Had I these long years to live over again, I might have made other choices. I might have done many things differently. But I would have never stopped fighting for the dream. That is your legacy, Charles Xavier. Now, as I hold my family to me before the end, I thank you for changing my life. Zero. And that's literally it, guys. All to ashes and dust. That was why it was painful when they revisited the Age of Apocalypse. And I didn't know how I felt about the revisions and the stories. And I don't talk about the revisiting. I like the tragic ending of them actually never getting to use the Unicron crystal to pocket their reality and things like that. Nate Gray and Holocaust will end up in our timeline, and that's what that interchange was. And Sugar Man did escape to our timeline, as well as Beast, how they said he was going to molecularize at the center of the Unicron crystal. That is how Dark Beast got in our timeline. Thank you guys for letting me read Age of Apocalypse to you guys. This is one of my favorite stories. It was really cool to read it from start to finish, to record it all, to put all this stuff out there, and I appreciate it. Thanks, guys. Peace.